For years, I've heard many of my Republican and Democratic friends say that China is on the rise and America is falling behind. They've got it backwards. I've been saying it for over 4 years, even when I wasn't president. America's rising. We have the best economy in the world. In 1,000 cities and towns, the American people are writing the greatest comeback story never told.
Let's bring in right now the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. Madam Secretary, thank you so much for being with us. First, we're just marveling, as we have for about a year now, about this economy that just keeps exceeding expectations. What's your reaction to the jobs report?
Well, I agree with you. We're seeing very strong job growth. A year or so ago, who would have expected that we could be averaging over 250,000 new jobs a month and yet seeing inflation come down? But that's what we see in this morning's report. 275,000 jobs in February, signaling a strong labor market, the longest stretch of unemployment under 4% that we've seen in 50 years, and really no evidence in this month's wage data of an acceleration in wage increases that could create inflationary pressures. Americans are getting ahead. They're getting solid wage increases that exceed inflation, but there's really no evidence of inflationary pressure coming from the labor market, and we just have excellent, strong performance. The U.S. economy is performing better than any advanced nation around the world, and our strength is buoying global growth as well.
Madam Secretary, again, we've asked the question repeatedly over the past year, the source of the strength and the resilience. What insights do you have about how the U.S. economy has outperformed expectations of economists on Wall Street, on Main Street, across the world? What's behind this economic engine that just keeps moving forward?
Well, first of all, we have seen a big increase in labor supply that is enabling strong growth, increased adult participation in the labor market. The policies that the Biden administration put in place during the pandemic serve to ensure that those who lost work would not be permanently scarred as they were after the financial crisis in 2008. We directed enough money to state and local governments that they were able to keep employees on the payroll. We got people, with those programs, we got people back to work quickly, and President Biden has been focused on investing in our economy, putting in place investments in infrastructure, rebuilding bridges and roads across the nation, expanding access to the internet, and investing in industries of the future like semiconductors and clean energy. And the incentives that have been put in place have generated $650 billion of private investment in manufacturing and in clean energy. And we're seeing areas of the country that really haven't seen a lot of opportunity. We've seen great growth on the coasts, but much of the country hasn't seen good jobs created. But that's changed over the last several years, and that surge in private investment is also buoying our recovery.
Secretary Yellen, the tax credit that the White House announced yesterday, the provision for housing, $10,000, do you see any risk that that could overheat the housing market and impact the economy?
Well, the president is also focused on the supply of housing. He wants to make sure that it's affordable, especially for first-time home buyers and Americans whose families did not have housing, and make sure they can afford it. But he's also proposing steps to expand the supply of housing, and I believe they would be very helpful, investing in refurbishment of properties, expanding the low-income housing tax credit that will be helpful to Americans deal with the problems of a shortage of affordable housing.
All right. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, thank you so much for being with us. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.